Grip socks that can maybe protect you or at least minimize the impact of injury. It sounds a little bit far-fetched, like what kind of sock can do that? Well, Medicaptain have tried to solve this particular riddle. You may have seen on the channel before these are the Medicaptain grip socks that I reviewed before, with this large pad that ran across the top of the sock in order to basically absorb impact and stop you from, well, damaging your metatarsals. This is quite a thick pad. They also offered a grip element through the sock. It's a fairly nice crew sock, and they also came with internal grips. Well, Medicaptain weren't done there protecting the top of your foot. We are now also have these, which you will notice that top of foot protection is gone. It is no longer there, which to some people would be a benefit because this could feel a little on the bulky side. However, what we have instead, if we're not protecting the top of the foot, is some protection around the Achilles. All of this area here, so this kind of, it's not a honeycomb, but that's what I'm going to call it, this kind of honeycomb patterning is raised and padded, which the intent is, of course, to protect you from getting kicked, maybe studs down the back of your leg, or if you're like me, kicking yourself, because I've definitely done that on more than one occasion. That padded patterning does also run around the side of your foot, covering over your ankle bone as well. And if you're looking for socks with that little bit of Achilles and ankle protection, well, there is your solution. It is quite effective, or it's as effective as you would expect a padded grip sock to be. It's like little pockets so that the sock still moves and it's not too bulky, but it feels quite nice. I can't really get down on that at all. And this is the only sock that I know of that offers something like this, or offers something like this that is quite as intense as this. And honestly, if you want that kind of thing, I don't really see why you wouldn't give this a go. But we do have to consider the rest of the sock as well, where I do think they have improved it a little bit. I think this neck area here just offers a little bit more compression, is a little bit tighter. Now that could be because of these elements here, but I think compared side by side, I think this one is just a little bit better. Same applies through the main area of the sock too. But of course, we're expecting a big difference there because there's no longer a big protective pad on the top of your foot. This is done in a crew sock style, but on the whole, the materials are quite nice. They don't overstretch, although they are one size fits all grip socks, which I find never offer the best fit, but this isn't too bad at all. Speaking of the fit, we do get right and left anatomical shaping here, which is a nice welcome addition that we don't always get on grip socks at around this style, shall we say. The grips themselves are exactly the same on the outside as what we got on the previous generation. So you've got this silicone element that runs all the way across the sock and these big silicone bars that go up onto the heel as well. Now, if you have watched the channel for a while, you know that I'm not wild about this type of grip. I think that you can feel it too much, and I think that it also loses effectiveness as it gets wet. So as your foot sweats or as you're in adverse weather, I do find that it starts to lose its effectiveness, and it can also wear down quite quickly over time. So in terms of the decisions that they've made here, this is probably my least favorite. However, with that said, something they have done, which I think is a very welcome addition or a very welcome subtraction from the previous generation, is removed the internal grips. I shouldn't really say previous generation. I really think that this is just another offering. It's a different protective offering from Medicaptain. This one has the internal grips, and these are very noticeable on the inside of your foot, and it's a feeling and sensation that I didn't particularly like and criticized in the original review. Here that is gone, and I think that is hugely to the benefit of the overall comfort of the sock. So when we take into account that added compression through the sock, which gives you a better fit, you're still getting the right left foot shaping, there's no internal grips, I think this is an exponentially comfier sock than what you get from the other option from Medicaptain. Even if you were to take out the big rubber, the big pad, they're both inside out. Even if you were to take out the big pad from this sock I think would still be superior. I would also like to take a second to thank everybody for watching Boot Wizard, and if you haven't already, please do like this video and get subscribed. If you want to support the channel, you can do by becoming a Boot Wizard member. The details are down in the top pinned comment and in the description. The cost is incredibly low, does huge amounts to support the channel, and it will give you the opportunity to pick up massive discounts on top tier grip socks and also allow you to get reviews like this one, in some cases, literally months in advance. Thank you for watching, and please consider helping us out. It really does make a difference. So of course, this is Boot Wizard, and we need to rank these grip socks. Now, they are, in essence, a crew sock with some decent ventilation and a decent build. The crew sock detailing of this is more than good enough to put it into that Nike crew category. The thing that I dislike is the way that these grips have been done. If they were traded out for a lower profile grip, maybe a PVC grip, a flocking material, just something other than this very noticeable silicone grip, I think we could be looking at a really excellent sock. But that silicone element that it does use isn't for me, and I think it is below the quality of the sock as a whole. But I know a lot of people, particularly in the UK, do like this kind of silicone element. It is incredibly grippy when it's dry. But what does that mean for the ranking? Well, the grip sock, the crew sock quality is high enough for Nike Crew. The actual grip elements maybe need to be down a tier, but I like the addition, and at least the idea, of this protective element that runs around the ankle. I see no downside to including this, and I think it's a really interesting, innovative, and welcome addition to the sock. And if it's something that you're looking for, I think this is really nice. And I think that's more than good enough to keep the sock up in that Nike Crew tier. So that is the mid tier for anybody that is new to the channel. The Medicaptain fully deserves that ranking, and if this style of thing is something you might be interested in, I can recommend checking out the socks. If you want that full top padding, that protection across the metatarsals, then you want to click this video right here to check out that review.